good, YouTube? Back in the Day Gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel, and today I'm coming at you with a random pickup video. Usually I do my pickups month at a time. I'm actually 2 months behind, looking at two piles over here. Got my pile of games from Midwest Gaming Classic I still haven't done the video for. So yeah, let's do another video, right? Huh? Actually, the wife's gone. She's out of town. And for the first time since we've been married, got the house to myself for the weekend. So, big weekend for the bachelor kid. First thing we better do is crack open a beer. I've got here from the Petoskey Brewing Company a blueberry waffle cone cream ale called Blueberry Crush. Been digging on some tall boys lately. I don't know what it is. Whoa! I don't know. I think beer tastes better in a tall boy. It's not a bad beer. It's got lots of blueberry taste to it. I think this one's better than the first one I had, but that's usually how it goes, right? So anyway, this lot of games here, it's just from one day. I cruising around town, I thought I'd hit up my local spot and just picked up a handful of games, but they're pretty awesome, so I thought they could make up their own video. I'm going to go ahead and start with the strangest of the games. Wii U Just Dance 2014. Okay, back it up. When we were at the Midwest Gaming Classic, the wife spots one of the regular Wii Just Dance videos, and she sees, you know, they got 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that. She sees it's got the song from Dirty Dancing on there, Time of My Life or whatever, and Dirty Dancing's like her favorite thing ever. And for our wedding, we actually took dance lessons and did the whole routine. I'll put the video in right here while I gab. But yeah, for months we actually took dance lessons. We didn't tell any of our friends. And when it came to the wedding, we're just like, oh, you know, they're going to do the bridegroom dance now. And then everybody got in this circle and on the beach and we filmed it. It actually was a lot of fun. Well, until then, could not dance. I still don't think I can. It took a lot of practice. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyhow, so these Wii Just Dance games or whatever, I picked them up for the wife, you know, hopefully getting lucky, play some video games with her, take a little of the stress off all the video games I buy, and it turned out to be a blast. So here's a video of us playing one on the Wii, whatever, Just Dance something, but Europe, the final countdown, who knew that was going to be on there, right?
It's happening out there. Yeah. That's the thing. Just add wine.
I don't want to play too much of this video because I'm still not sure how the whole copyright thing goes. I don't want to get my video striked or taken down, but this video that we did actually turned out super funny. It obviously involves some cocktails, but you can see the wife behind me just going crazy. Yeah, this best $3 I ever spent. So the next game I picked up, they've had this one at my local spot for a long time. I've wanted it. It's a Genesis game. I usually only buy them in the clamshell, only. But I've wanted this one for a long time. Never see it anywhere. They had it marked for 25 bucks for a long time, and then randomly they just marked it down to 10. So it was like, yeah, we're pulling the strings. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future, and this is Back to the Future 3. Now, you never hear anybody talking about this game, and the reason is because it is freaking tough. So right off the bat, the graphics are great. The controls are super tight, and they need to be. The soundtrack rocks, at least for the first board, which is all I can get to, damn it, because this game is no joke, tough as hell. There's so much shit coming at you on the screen. Forward, backwards, up, down, you just die constantly. It took me 20 minutes of playing to even last 60 seconds in the game, if that. I think I heard after the first board it gets easier, which it would have to, but it's too bad because so far this is one of the best licensed games I've ever played. Doc and Marty's comments are funny. When you die, Clara drives off the cliff into the ravine because you didn't save her. So there's also some funny parts there, like she says, "I wish I was Mary Poppins," as she plummets to her death. Then they show her headstone, which is also amusing. I wish I had more to show you. I bet it gets better. But damn, this first board is tough. You see Doc and Marty make a comment about playing again, Clara drive off into the ravine, and them show her headstone more times than I care to see in a matter of 5 minutes alone. So, unfortunately, we have to call it quits for that game right there. Moving on to the next games. Now, just a couple of weeks ago when I picked these up, the Aladdin movie just came out. Everybody was making movies about the Aladdin games. I'm not on board with the current events. Back in the day gamer only cares about stuff from back in the day. But the Aladdin games from back in the day are pretty spectacular. That's why I had to pick up Aladdin on Genesis. Now, I actually already had this, but it was cart only. It was a little beat up. They had CIB, $10. So I figured, yup, it's time. Now, I didn't pick this up because it was Aladdin time and all that. I just randomly, it was there. I don't know, I think they just decided to mark a bunch of their Genesis games down, so I picked it up. But I don't need to say much about this game because you already know. Everybody talks about it all the time. You've been playing it for close to 30 years. The soundtrack is awesome. Sounds just like, well, not just like, but a lot like the soundtrack from the movie. Graphics are really good. The controls are the only thing that aren't a 10, but they're pretty close. Not a huge fan of, I don't know, I guess I didn't grow up playing this, so I'm still getting used to it a little bit. But I think it's a totally solid game, and I'm for sure looking to playing some more. Now, before I go any further, I'm gonna have a sip of beer. The reason I picked up this next game was because one of the YouTubers I absolutely love to watch, guy by the name of, used to be James and His Games, but he changed it to the Nerdstillery. You gotta go to this guy's channel. I'm gonna put a link in the video below. People say that all the time. You gotta go to this guy's channel and watch his stuff. His videos are so damn funny. Not all of them are supposed to be funny, but the ones that are supposed to be funny are funny. All kinds of skits with his wife. He just did this thing where, oh wow, I'm totally spacing out. Oh yeah, where he compares himself now to back in the day, like playing games, and I'll put a link in that one too. You gotta watch his channel. Make sure you watch both these videos. The one where he talks about gaming compared now to back in the day, but then the one where he talks about Aladdin. Because the video was kick-ass. So I was strolling through the store and they had Aladdin Game Gear. He talked about it so good. I had to talk it up so good. He talked it up so good. I had to pick it up when I saw it, especially for $4. So, in his video, he does a comparison between the Aladdin games. I believe it's for the Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Game Gear, but it might only be the Game Gear and Genesis. But anyhow, you're going to watch the video, so you'll see it for yourself. But well, you know, not really going to say anymore because you seriously have to watch the video. But he really talked this game up, and it's great. I only just bought my first 2 or 3 Game Gear games because I never had a Game Gear. It's honestly not that great of a system. But I have this fancy-dancy adapter here that I can play Game Gear games on my Retro Freak. So, boom, I do. Every now and then I pick one up. I only have 3. Yeah, whatever. But this game's great. Now, the graphics aren't as awesome as the Super Nintendo or the Genesis. The gameplay is different. It's a different game. You know, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time invested in the 3 of these Aladdin games. This isn't an Aladdin game comparison video, but just this first board alone is, you know, not like either of the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis games. And I really want to stress how it's super cool. $4, right? I mean, get yourself a Retro Freak, get this adapter, play Game Gear games on the big screen. The other game I have is Master of Darkness. It's called The Vampire. You know, it's a PAL region exclusive for the Master System. It's a Castlevania clone. It's awesome. That was like $5 as well. So, you know, this thing has already basically paid for itself because the copy of Master of Darkness not only is practically not even available, but it's super expensive. So that's that. Don't forget to go check out Nerdstillery's videos in the comment section below. You're going to sub to his channel, I'm telling you. I don't ding a lot of notification bells. Really only like 4. He's one of those 4. Check it out. So the final game I picked up, I don't have any gameplay for because I haven't yet played it, and I feel shame because it's new. And back in the day, gamer only plays back in the day games, but it's on the Switch. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Guilty pleasures. I love Wheel of Fortune and I love Jeopardy. All the other games are okay, but not that great. I'm seeing this one being great. So, sorry, no gameplay, but I'm going to play it now. I haven't actually hooked my Switch up to my capture card yet. I'm sure it works. It's HDMI. But another thing on here that we can't show because it's not physical. I don't really get digital copies of games, but I just purchased the Ninja Gaiden arcade game on the Switch, and that's pretty great. So just little, you know, toss that in there since I don't have the cartridge to show you. But that's a good thing about the Switch. You can play arcade ported games from back in the day. So that was my little pickup trip that I scored a couple of weeks ago and finally got around to making this video. So since the wife's gone, probably gonna drink a lot more of these and maybe make a few more of these. So I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, YouTube, keep it retro!